When a foreign worker is coming to Canada on a work permit, are they able to take their family members with them? The general answer is yes, with some exceptions. And family members really means their spouse, who can be their common law partner or their married partner or their same-sex partner, as well as their dependent children, and that would be kids under the age of 22. Canada's immigration rules allow for foreign nationals who are coming to Canada to work to apply to have their dependent family members accompany them while they're here working in Canada, but of course with some exceptions. A foreign worker may be able to have their spouse come to Canada with them by applying for what's called an open spousal work permit. Okay, so this is a work permit that is open, meaning it's not affiliated, it's not tied to a specific employer, and therefore that spouse would be able to work with any employer in Canada who chooses to hire that spouse, right? So that's an open spousal work permit, and that would be applied for at the same time that the main applicant would have been applying for their work permit. Additionally, if there are dependent children involved, then they may also include applications for the dependent children, whether it be study permit applications if they're of school age, or whether it be visitor record to have the children stay in Canada while both parents are inside Canada. Now, not every spouse is eligible to apply under this program. You know, where the principal applicant, the main applicant, is applying for a job in Canada that falls into one of the tiers 4 or 5 type job, then those workers would not be able to take their spouses. Now, tiers 4 and 5 type jobs are jobs that do not require any education, or at a maximum may require a high school education in order for one to be able to complete them. So generally speaking, those are the types of jobs that fit into tiers 4 and 5. And so if the job that the employee is coming to do is one that falls into either of those tiers, then they will not be able to take their spouses with them. Similarly, workers who are seasonal workers, such as workers on the seasonal agricultural programs, they are not able to take their spouses with them to Canada because the rules do not allow for that at this particular point in time. But everybody else, generally speaking, would be able to take their dependent spouse with them and have their dependent spouse apply for an open spousal work permit or a visitor record if they're not wanting to work. And they're also able to take their dependent children, meaning children generally speaking, children who are under the age of 22 years old, or in situations where there are dependent children who are older than 22 years old and who've been dependent on their parents for financial support for an extended period of time due to a physical or mental disability, and where those children are not themselves married. Then in those situations, those children also qualify as dependent children and could potentially be taken to Canada as well for the duration of time that their parents' work permit would be valid for while they are inside Canada. Now, there are some other requirements that would also have to be met. You know, for instance, the person being the spouse who will be accompanying the principal applicant, well, both of them need to show that they're in a genuine relationship. You know, they do not have to be married. They can be in a durationship that exceeds 12 consecutive months. And it's a relationship that's the same as that of married partners. In those kinds of situations, they would be deemed to be common law partners and would be eligible. But the critical thing here is that the relationship must be a genuine relationship. There's another requirement that at the point in time when the application for an open spousal permit is being made, that there must at least be a 6-month validity period on the work permit of the principal applicant. All right, so those are some of the requirements that will have to be met in order for a foreign employee, to a foreign national who has a Canadian work permit, to take their dependent spouse and dependent children with them to Canada. But the critical thing is that, yes, the rules do allow for foreign nationals to take their dependent family members with them, with some exceptions. And of course, the dependent family members who are coming would not be the responsibility of the employer who is sponsoring the principal applicant, right? And so the spouse, for instance, would have to find their own employment using their open spousal work permit when they get to Canada. That would not be the responsibility of the employer who issued the job offer allowing the principal applicant to come to Canada. All right. So I trust you found value from this video. As always, remember to like our video so others will get more value, and subscribe to our channel so that you will be notified the next time we publish a video. And check us out on go.gooselaw.com. Thanks. See you again.